Hello, welcome to this Joyful Living series. I am glad to have you on my channel, and I want to assure you that I will continue to bring you teachings and reflections that are helpful for your daily joyful Christian life. If you are new to this channel, please click the subscription button to ensure that you receive all our videos the moment we upload them. One of the difficulties people have is to know ahead of time if the decisions they are about to make are the right decisions for them. We all make decisions, but there is often no guarantee that they are the best of decisions that could be made in the given situation. This problem gets even bigger when it has to do with delicate issues. In some situations, we may have the inner feeling that God is calling us to act in a given way. But what is the guarantee that it is the right thing to do? That it is actually God who is asking us to do that? I want to reflect on some events in the life of Moses to show you some challenges you may encounter in making delicate decisions, especially when it has to do with acting on something that touches on the spiritual, social, or even material interests of people around you. The book of Exodus opens to the events that took place after the death of Joseph and the rise of a new Pharaoh that knew nothing about Joseph. That was a turning point in the history of Israelites in Egypt and the beginning of a period of hardship for them. Pharaoh made plans to weaken, suppress, and reduce the population of the Hebrews by placing them on a slave labor and ensuring that all male babies are killed at birth. Moses escaped death because he was placed in the river under the watch of his sister and rescued by the daughter of Pharaoh. He grew up in the palace of Pharaoh as one of the princes, learned all the wisdoms of the Egyptians. At 40, he decided to visit his Hebrew brothers, only to see an Egyptian beating a Hebrew. He killed the Egyptian and buried him in the sand. The next day, he went out. He saw the same Hebrew fighting with another Hebrew. His effort to make peace between them failed. When the Hebrew said to him, "Do you want to kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" Moses had to flee to Midian when Pharaoh heard of it and started to deal with him. Moses planned aggressive resistance from the grassroots, but his own people, whom he has decided to serve, were the very ones that failed to value his effort and even betrayed him. Betrayal from close relatives, friends, and associates is a common experience for people who sincerely want to do something good that will benefit everyone. And that experience has led many to give up on helping people. People who face disappointments in trying to render help often give up and face their own business. But when you are called for a purpose, it will be difficult to give up entirely, even if you will want to. That is part of the reasons we see true freedom fighters living in exile or facing persecution and imprisonment in their home countries. Moses had a good life and a great future in the palace of Pharaoh. Yet, something about him kept his heart attached to the situation of his Hebrew brothers. He could feel both sides of the coin. On the one hand, he enjoyed the life of opulence in the palace and was on the side of the oppressor. On the other hand, he felt the poverty and sufferings of his kinsmen, taken for intruding foreigners that must be dealt with. He was, as it were, torn in two. It is difficult to understand the depth of this feeling if you haven't been in such situation. You can liken it to a mother trying to reconcile her son or daughter having a very serious dispute with his or her father. Here is her son having dispute with her husband, both seeking to have her on their side. Moses knew that an order from Pharaoh is sufficient to end the sufferings of the Hebrews. He was a prince and had access to Pharaoh. Moses knew what to do, but the courage was obviously lacking. Whenever there is a problem that has to do with persons, be it in the workplace or among a social group, it is common to notice that people avoid confronting the root cause but spend time on the symptoms. The very few that may courageously challenge the person causing the problem often fall out of favor. Similar things do happen in big families sometimes, when siblings pretend not to know how one or two are causing problem for the rest. Just avoid being the ones that voice out the problem. Like the story of the mice and the cat. Every mouse wants to have a bell tied to the cat that threatens them, so that the mice will always dictate where the cat is and be able to escape on time. But no mouse wants to be the one to put the bell on the cat. Moses fled to Midian, but the inner longing for justice did not leave him. On getting to Midian, Moses saw the daughters of Jethro, the priest of the Midianites, being harassed by the shepherds who were chasing them away from the well where they were watering their father's flock. Moses intervened, saved the girls from the shepherds, and even watered their flock. When the girls reported it to their father, he asked them to bring Moses home. Jethro gave his daughter in marriage to Moses and let him pasture his flock. The same action that got Moses into trouble in Egypt is what gave him a new life in a foreign country. What his brothers failed to value was held in high esteem by foreigners. Jesus said that a prophet is not without honor except in his hometown and among his relatives and in his own household. Even Jesus was severally rejected by his own, but he did not give up. We see that also in Paul. When he was working with the Jewish leaders against the early believers, he was loved and assisted by them. But the moment he got converted, they turned against him, seeking to kill him. Yet he felt such great sorrow and heartache for them to be converted. When Moses settled in Midian, he could have felt that every chance he ever had to deliver his people was now over, and there was nothing he could do about it. He went on to build his family and future in Midian. It took 40 years before God called him and sent him back to Egypt to face Pharaoh. That was not an easy task, given that he has already moved on with other projects. So it was natural that he began making excuses, realizing that he was not an eloquent speaker and demanding all sorts of signs from God. Yet, God prevailed on him to go back to Egypt. Moses was not going to have it easy convincing Pharaoh to let the people go. Even the Israelites will have difficulty accepting the authenticity of his mission. But one thing was certain: the hand of God was with him. When the hand of God is with you, you might feel incapable of fulfilling the tasks to which you feel called. You might envision great challenges on your path, but one thing is certain: God is able to see you through. When Moses has grown up in his dedication to his new mission, he would be the one to plead for the Israelites before God, rejecting God's offer to wipe away the people and create a new nation with his offspring, and even going to the extent of offering his name to be blotted out of the book of life if God would not forgive the sinful Israelites. Taking the pain to help the very persons that have hurt you earlier is not an easy decision, but it is a sign of immense growth in your spiritual journey. It has never been an easy decision to follow the path you know to be just and right when it touches on the interests of others. But having the right intention and focusing on God, who is leading you, will certainly keep you on the right path and guide you to realize your good purposes. It is the spiritual courage that will give you the inner strength to go on. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but we have the light of life." May you be continually enlightened to make the right decisions in difficult times and situations. Thanks for watching.